He said what he said, Shady McCoy, but do you agree with Shaq? Is it time to put Steph in the GOAT conversation?
I don't go against Shaq. Yeah. He started getting mad. He started playing them glasses. I agree with him, though. I mean, Steph Curry has changed the game. When we talk about GOATs, have they changed the game? Yeah. MJ changed the game for some parts. Kobe, LeBron, they changed the game. And so has Steph Curry. Every team you watch nowadays, they shoot 1,000,000 3 balls. They going small ball, up and down the court, shooting the tray ball. That's what it is now. And I think he has a lot to do with that. Another thing about Steph Curry, why I think he's the GOAT in the GOAT conversation, is because all these other guys, if I talk about LeBron James, 6'9", 260 pounds, fast, strong, could jump, do everything. Kevin Durant, I mean, God, arms as long as he could freaking be in the bed and turn lights off at the same time, right? All these different players I could talk about. The Magic Johnson, you 6'9", you was the first one to really dribble the ball, throw them behind your back, creating that Lakers showcase, you know what I mean, basketball. All the greats we talk about, I can tell you about them. MJ, you dunking from the free throw line, right? Steph Curry, the mailman, can do that. Or at least he believes that because he watched him do it. I don't know if you guys ever met Steph Curry. He ain't super tall. He ain't super big. He ain't super long. Can't really jump super high. He ain't super duper quick. He ain't super explosive. But he in a conversation with the GOATs. And you tell me that's not GOAT material? Basically, I'm saying, I don't have nothing you other guys have. But I'm just as good. I'm just as talked about. And I changed the game. And that, for me, is a GOAT.
Wow. That's well said. Incredibly well said.
Very well said.
You got to put Steph in the GOAT conversation. When you consider GOATs, you got to consider two things. Were you first or were you best? When you think about Michael Jordan, you could suggest that he was best. When you think about Magic Johnson, you could suggest that he was first, the first 6'9" dude who could also play point. When you think about a guy like Kareem, you could suggest that he was first or that he was best. When you think about LeBron James, you could suggest that he was best. 50,000 points, we'll talk more about that later. Though Steph Curry, you won't necessarily suggest that he's best. You have to suggest that he's first. He quite literally, figuratively moved back the three-point line. I mean, everybody now shooting from 28, from 29, logo threes. Steph Curry, he normalized that. Were you first or were you best? Steph Curry, he was first at doing what he does. He was an innovator. Steph Curry has the championships to be in the GOAT conversation because he asked for it, and he's beat some people's GOAT 3 times in the NBA Finals. That is LeBron James. Furthermore, Steph Curry, he was transcendent. When you think about GOATs, did you transcend? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he transcended the sport off the court and also on the court. Michael Jordan, he quite literally reinvigorated the sport in the mid to late 1980s. And then LeBron James, he has to some degree transcended the sport, being the king since high school. Were you first or were you best? That is what you have to ask yourself when considering the GOAT at anything. iPhone, it might not be the best phone, but it was the first phone when it comes down to being a smartphone. Were you first or were you best? To me, Steph Curry, he is at least the first. That's why he's in the GOAT combo.
Yeah, I don't even think this is close. Shaq is 100% right. You got to put him in the GOAT conversation. And the main reason why I think you should put him in the GOAT conversation is because you never seen Michael Jordan before when he hit the scene. Fadeaways, flying, floating, pass, or whatever it is, playing. We never seen that before. We've never seen Steph Curry.
Correct.
We have never seen nobody shoot the ball and play the game the way Steph Curry plays the game, especially at the clip he's playing the game. So let's just start there, all right? One of the greatest shooter ever, right? Can shoot it from anywhere off the dribble, whatever it may be. Phenomenal. And then let's go to accomplishments. The dude that we say is the GOAT right now, under his watch, you got a unanimous MVP, and you have 4 championships under LeBron James, and this is his time. And you accomplished that under him because of how special you are. You got to start putting Steph Curry in this conversation. And like Shady said, he ain't 6'9", he ain't super quick, he ain't super long, and he still gives you that crazy work every single time he takes the basketball floor. Steph Curry has changed the game just like Bron has, just like Jordan has, and we got to start putting respect on his name.
You could even suggest he's changed it more than Bron has. I don't know if I would suggest that Bron changed the game, right? Bron, he maintained the impact of the game. You know, we had a superstar for 20 years, but I don't know if the NBA game changed based upon LeBron getting into it. But to your point, the game literally changed because of Steph Curry. I also believe, like, how many carbon copies of you are there in your world, in your sport? That dictates to me how special you are. There are a lot of Sean McVays littered throughout the NFL. There are a lot of Shanahans based not upon Kyle, based upon Senior, littered throughout the NFL. there's some Steph Currys now. Like Trae Young is a carbon copy of Steph Curry. Without Steph Curry, you do not see Trae Young.
That's true.
Kobe Bryant, because of Michael Jordan, you saw Kobe Bryant. I would also suggest because of Magic Johnson, you saw LeBron James. But Steph was the first for what he's done. That's what, to me, makes it so special.
Look, I love watching Steph play and shoot. And like you said, he did change the game. He should absolutely be in the GOAT conversation. But, like, the GOAT, greatest of all time, there can only be one person, right? My question to you, because I'm, just wondering, how many people are allowed to be in this conversation? Because you got Jordan and LeBron, you got Magic Johnson, you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you got Bill Russell, Kobe, Bird, Chamberlain, all French. How many guys, like, where does it end? Like, is it a huge room of convo or is it elite company? Because when I think of, excuse me, company, I think of like 4 or 5 guys. Like, does Steph Curry belong in the 4 or 5 guys that are talked about in the whole entire history of the game? I don't know. I can't. I don't know. Like, is he better than Magic? It's a different game, and I agree. He has completely changed the way not only how teams play the game, but how teams defend the game, because they've had to invent new defenses based on how much the dude is shooting, logo threes, all that stuff. So my question to you is, like, how many guys belong in the GOAT conversation? Because I just named 10.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but that's what the conversation is about. It's about talking about the GOATs. Like, there's a lot of OGs, right, that's going to say Kareem. And they're going to have a lot of great stats to talk about Kareem. And then you go to my dad and them's era and all that, they're going to talk about MJ, right? My parents is from New York, and they're real New Yorkers. They're from Queens, New York, and they hate Michael Jordan. My grandma is one of the nice people you're going to meet. She can't stand Michael Jordan. That's how great he was. So everybody has their eras. You got the Kobe. I'm a Kobe Bryant nut, right? Steph Curry. You got LeBron. Everybody has their own era. So I think it's like I guess 7 to 10. Yeah. It depends on who you ask. But the only thing about why I put Steph in there, because all them other dudes are all like, they all would start out great, right? Kareem been great. Bron been great. Cole was great. Who am I missing out on? Who else we talking about?
Magic.
Magic. Oh my God. Magic. I mean,
Larry
hello.
Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, like, those are old.
Steph Curry went to Davidson, man.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you ask it, you see this guy in high school, you think he gonna get here? No. He little, he all tiny. I think in that's 10th grade, 9th grade, he was like, what, 5'8", 5'9"? He's still little. You get what I'm saying? For you to go from that, from Davidson all the way, when you talking about the GOAT conversation, you know how sick that is? Like, real quick, I'm being serious though. Like, now we have like all the All-Americans and all that type of stuff in all sports. Yeah. Like, back then, like, Magic was the real deal. Magic already been that. You know what I'm saying? Bird was already been that. LeBron, since he was out the freaking womb, they knew he was going.
No doubt.
MJ went to North Carolina his first year, he won a championship.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant, I'm from Pennsylvania. He was All-American. I remember going down to Laura Marion, like, oh my God, we got to go see Kobe Bryant. Yeah. You get what I mean? Yeah. Nobody was going to see Steph Curry. Last point, and I'm done with it. Yeah. Kevin Durant, he said in high school, right, AAU basketball, they travel whatever, and everything. He said, yo, what was this little white kid? Yo, running around, he was so tiny, shoot all these crazy threes, right? Now, nobody really knew him. Brother. He said he finds out years later, that little white guy that was all skinny and small shooting threes, it was Steph Curry. Oh, wow. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. We knew Kevin Durant was going. If you're talking about a GOAT conversation, he's one of the best because it didn't start like that. So you like his path. I mean, but not, and he changed the game, though, too.
I'm with you. But not only that, there's no way that I don't care what era you watch basketball in. The Wilt Chamberlain era, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar era, the Jordan era, the Magic era, the LeBron era. When you watch Steph Curry play the game of basketball, there's no way you can sit at any table in any conversation and say he ain't a top 10 basketball player of all time and in the GOAT conversation. There ain't no way.
He looks different
when you watch him play, the way he has changed the game, the way he plays the basketball, there's no way you can sit here and tell me
top 10 shooter or
player, basketball player.
But here comes the dilemma, Jay.
Here we go. It ain't no dilemma for me.
Is being a prisoner of the moment. Like, I always try to check myself. Not saying I disagree with you, but saying, because what I hate is this in conversations like this. All right, all-pro list comes out, a Pro Bowl list comes out, an all-NBA list comes out. Hey, Acho, he should have made it. I simply ask, then who are you taking out? A top 10 list, it stops at 10. So to put Steph Curry in, we have to take out a Tim Duncan. Yes, we do. Or we have to take out a Larry Bird. Or we have to take out a Shaquille O'Neal. Yes, we do. Or we have to take out a Kareem. Or we have to take out a...
That's why I say how big is the room?
Somebody has to go.
So out of those names you just named, one of them is out and Steph Curry's in. Do we understand what Steph Curry has done on this basketball court and how it has looked?
Here is the dilemma, though, Jay, is like when you try to take out a name like that, you're now taking out a guy like Tim who's got 5. You're now taking out a guy like Larry who's got multiple finals MVPs, while Steph Curry, obviously, he only has 1. It's an easy conversation to have until you have to have the conversation.
But hold on, but see, the thing is the conversation part. We're not saying it because he is. Everybody has different goals. But when you look at his resume tell you he should be up in that conversation, correct?
Yes.
Correct?
4 champions.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 MVPs, right? Unanimous. He got all that. But the other thing is, when you talk about GOAT, have you changed the game? When I look at basketball, right, I don't see nobody like him. Because you can say Trae Young, but Trae Young's not him.
Of course not.
Because he's looking to shoot threes. It's more than that. If you watch the way that Steph Curry plays the game of basketball,
that's all I'm
compared to
saying.
any other player, he looks different.
For how long he's done it, too.
With your eyes,
Man.
there's no way you keep him off.
I just want to know how big the conversation was.
Steph, and ain't the best point guard of all time, too.
You're going to finish with that.
Yeah, I am.
Magic?
All time. Argue with your grandpa. Don't argue with me.
Grandpa.
I won't even argue.
Yeah, all right.
It's still got to be Magic. 5 and 10.
That's your opinion.
5 and 10. 40. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.